Yeah, we get a lot of questions about why we started and our process, of going through everything. And we have, quite a few people that have followed us the whole time, on social media here. But, we have a lot of new subscribers as well. We've gotten, a lot more popular recently.
A lot of the lives help. Thank you guys for
the lives definitely
we
help.
go live when we're open.
Yeah, exactly. So like, Stephen started making pizza in his kitchen. At home
a couple years ago.
I'd go over there with me and my kids, and we'd eat pizza because we couldn't find the pizza we wanted to eat.
No, you gotta make it, right?
Yeah, so we're like, okay, well, I guess we gotta make it. We don't have a choice, right? I mean, we started traveling for pizza and eating. Going to LA, going to New York. Every time I went back to Boston, it's like one of the first stops with pizza. It was like the first and last stop.
Yeah, like 4 different places.
So we missed the authentic East Coast, flavor we grew up with.
Yeah.
You can't find that in Sacramento.
Oh.
You can say whatever you want about pizza here, but you can't find what we grew up with.
Yeah.
So,
all the Sacramento pizza places out there, it's not this, it's just not what we grew up with.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what. I mean, and we've learned that though too, because we have a lot of people, a lot of repeat customers from Philly, from New York, that tell us that they hope we get a storefront. They're wishing us success because they have the same issue we had.
Yep.
Except they don't. Maybe they're doctors, lawyers, whatever. They don't have the ability to make it themselves and go through the process like we did.
Yeah.
They don't have that kind of that drive, desire, whatever it might be.
Too busy, whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, we also, we've cooked our whole lives, so it's a little bit easier to jump into something else.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, okay, I can replicate that. So then we moved on to my kitchen. We cook every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks we make some. I would still make them every week, just to experiment a little more. Your schedule's a little
bit different,
a little more rigid.
Yeah.
So like and all of those are on our channel. If you want to see literally what our thought process was for all of it, it's all on our lives.
Yeah. So we had to learn a lot about pizza because neither one of us obviously made pizza for a living prior to this.
Yeah.
So we had to learn about hydration percentages and why this dough versus something else, why this flour versus that flour. We learned so much, even brand to brand, how different flours are, even if it's the same kind of flour. A lot of testing. We probably tested 12, 13 different hydration percentages. Just changing it up little by little until we found something. Do we add oil? Do we not add oil? Do we add in yeast? Do we add in
How was that yeast?
There was that yeast. How much yeast we add? There's a lot of recipes that want a lot of yeast.
Yeah. Do we need sugar to simulate the yeast?
Yeah.
All that. All of it has to be tested.
Yeah. And tested and tested and tested. So we, most weeks we have a control. Here's what we like the best, and then we change something. Closely. Sometimes I would just be like, what, I'm trying this.
You just mess with shit.
Like I put butter in the dough instead of oil one time.
Don't do it, guys.
I don't recommend it.
Don't do that.
But I had to try it because butter makes everything better, right? Not pizza. It just gave it a weird. It was weird. It didn't. But we had to know.
Yeah.
We settled on the percentage we're going to use for hydration, all these little things that the average person doesn't think about. We now had to become experts on.
Yeah.
We're pretending we were experts. I mean, kind of like fake it till you make it at this point.
I think over the course of it, maybe not experts, but our knowledge base
we learned a lot. I mean, we've always cooked in grams anyway, because grams are the most accurate.
Yeah.
But then just learning everything else was, was crazy. And then we had, okay, now we get the dough. All right. So, growing up in an Italian family, you hear San Marzano tomato, San Marzano tomato. The only tomato you can use, San Marzano tomato. Well, it turns out San Marzano tomatoes taste like crap on the kind of pizza we like.
I mean, crap's a little harsh. I mean, it's still good. It's just not the pizza that.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the pizza that we grew up with.
It's not even close to the pizza we want. So, okay, now what are the tomatoes can we buy? We buy every tomato the grocery store offers, every tomato the fancy grocery store offers. You know, we tasted some damn good tomatoes that didn't taste right on our pizza.
Constantly researching. Okay, what maybe some of these pizza places that we know we like have advertised what they use. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
just
mean,
to get an idea of what's like.
to the point where there's a place in New York that we like, and on the pizza making forums they had a picture of the delivery being dropped off, and it's like, oh, this is what they say. Okay, I need that one.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It's a lot of research, a lot of trial and error on the recipes.
yeah, everything. You know, and what do we add to this? We can't just use straight from the can. That's not who we are.
No.
You know, how's it going to separate us? So okay, what do we add to make it you know authentic but also good?
Yeah.
You know, 'cause you can be authentic and it tastes bad. You know, there's a lot of places that just open cans that, you know, maybe the pizza itself is good, but neither one of us can just open a can.
No.
Like that's not, it's not real food, it's not real cooking. You know, it's not gonna separate us, it's not gonna make people, you know, seek us out versus the competition. So then, you know, okay, we've got the dough, we've got the sauce. All right, let's do the cheese.
It's mozzarella, right? It's easy. It's mozzarella.
Mozzarella is
You
mozzarella.
can get this grocery store.
Everything's the same, right?
Yeah. Oh, same. It's mozzarella cheese.
That's not we were wrong.
Big time.
We're in close. So we had every brand you can buy of the low moisture mozzarella cheese.
Yep.
You know, whether it's from Walmart brand to Trader Joe's to what they sell at Restaurant Depot and Costco, wholesale, and everything in between.
If you name a brand, we probably tried it.
Every single one of them tastes different.
Yep. And they taste different raw and cooked as well.
Yeah, they taste different on the pizza versus not on the pizza. So, okay, now which one do I like the best? Well, this one's salty, this one's creamier, this one's that.
Like this one spreads better.
Yeah, so now we're like, okay, we're like ranking them. And then, okay, if we go with this one, we gotta get a flavors on this one, but we need the melt of this one, so now we've got to cut it with like Fontina or provolone or...
That would change in the flavor profile.
Yeah, and everything is crazy at that point. And then you hear, okay, well, grande is the king of cheeses, you know, for pizza.
Yep.
We couldn't buy grande. We don't have a restaurant. We had just us.
Yep.
We can't go and just buy that anywhere. So, okay, we had to actually establish the business and get a purveyor before we could even try out the pizza with that cheese on it.
Yeah.
And they were right. Yeah. That is the best cheese for pizza. And I hate to admit it because I didn't want it to be the best cheese for pizza.
We really didn't. We were really...
You know, not only is it more expensive, you know, which obviously if you're a startup, costs are a concern.
Yeah.
But it's also, you know, I can only get it from one company out here.
Yep.
You know, and if I mess up my delivery or I need more, I'm screwed. I gotta shut down. I'm not gonna. You can't change your product and your ingredients. But it turns out that's the best one.
Yeah.
So, okay, now we got that. We got everything together now. You know, then we're trying every pepperoni we can buy. You know, from the grocery store, from the deli, from the restaurant warehouses, everything we can buy. We thought we had one. Then we took a trip to LA.
Yeah.
I had a pepperoni pizza. And we had to switch immediately. So,
Yep. That's all it's about, guys. Quality, quality, quality. You always have to think about it.
can't be afraid to change for the better.
No. Just because you think you have something perfect doesn't mean it can't get better.
Exactly. You gotta, in this industry especially, you know, you've got to be adaptable. You gotta roll with the punches. I mean, did we go in thinking we're going to use the most expensive mozzarella cheese and most expensive pepperoni? No.
No, but it's expensive for a reason.
Yeah, it's the best one. You got to use it, right?
Yep. But I mean, yeah, I think that's
At the end of the day, like, it sounds selfish, but this pizza's for us.
yeah, it is.
You know, it's 100% for us. You know, like a little piece of us is in every single box that goes out. So,
A little bit of nostalgia for us, you know?
yeah, exactly. You know, if someone hasn't had real pizza, they can't afford to travel to the East Coast, and come to Skorch'd.
Welcome to Skorch'd, guys. Appreciate all y'all. See you on the next live. Peace out.